Getting buy-in, strategies for gaining support for your initiatives abstract. This article explores evidence-based strategies for gaining organizational buy-in for innovative ideas. Addressing the gap between having vision and securing implementation support. Drawing on established research in change management. It presents a comprehensive framework for overcoming resistance through effective communication, stakeholder inclusion, and strategic alignment. The article outlines 6 key approaches: strong communication across multiple channels, inclusive planning that grants meaningful participation, alignment with broader organizational goals, leveraging credible sponsorship from respected leaders, demonstrating effectiveness through pilots and using thoughtful incentives, each illustrated with real-world examples that demonstrate their practical application. By integrating these tactics, leaders can successfully navigate resistance to change and transform even their boldest ideas into embraced initiatives that drive organizational improvement. Having innovative ideas is one thing, but getting others on board and gaining support to bring those ideas to fruition is another challenge altogether. As leaders and managers, we often have a vision for how we could improve processes, drive efficiency, or boost profits within our respective organizations. However, convincing skeptical coworkers to get behind new proposals takes finesse, patience, and the right approach. Today we will explore proven strategies and best practices grounded in research for gaining buy-in from colleagues on new initiatives. With a solid understanding of persuasion techniques and organizational change management, leaders can successfully rally support around even the boldest of ideas. Research foundation: effective change management in organizations relies on acceptance and commitment from those impacted. Amanakis and Harris. 2009. People tend to resist what they do not understand or perceive as threatening to their interests. Oreg et al. 2020. This resistance can undermine even the most well-intentioned proposals. Researchers have identified key factors that influence buy-in, providing guidance on overcoming resistance, communication, framing issues, and proposed solutions in a positive, transparent manner reduces uncertainty and allows stakeholders to mentally rehearse changes. Fernandez and Rainey. 2006. Inclusion, involving key constituents in development and planning stages gives them a sense of ownership over initiatives and addresses concerns proactively. Lawrence. 2015. Benefits, highlighting how new approaches deliver value for individuals and the organization motivates supporters. Klein. 1996. Credibility, messages carry more weight coming from respected, influential sources. Irwin and Garman. 2010. With an understanding of human psychology and organizational change dynamics, leaders can design strategies that incorporate these evidence-based tactics for gaining approval. Strong communication. Communication serves as the foundation for any successful change effort. When proposing new ideas, leaders must frame the rationale and sell the benefits clearly and consistently through various mediums. Some suggestions include: host informative sessions to socialize concepts and address uncertainties up front. Ask for feedback to refine plans. Circulate executive summaries and one-pagers outlining the case for initiatives succinctly in writing. Engage informal opinion leaders to champion ideas through word-of-mouth conversations. For example, at a major healthcare system, the CFO proposed new budgeting software. By presenting pilot results showing 10% cost savings via multiple town halls and distributing reports, 90% of departments signed on within 3 months. Strong communication allayed concerns. Inclusive planning. Nothing inspires commitment like giving stakeholders meaningful participation. Involving diverse perspectives produces more well-rounded, acceptable solutions. Some tactics to facilitate involvement include: form working groups with volunteers from affected teams to provide input into proposal development. Circulate drafts for feedback rounds prior to formal rollout. Conduct surveys to understand fears, barriers and address them proactively before rolling out initiatives. For instance, a technology company formed an advisory council of frontline employees to help design a new quality assurance process from the ground up. Employee buy-in for the transparent, collaborative approach led to its quick adoption firm-wide. Alignment with organizational goals. People are more receptive to changes they deem important and helpful. Relating new ideas back to overarching strategic priorities and values taps into intrinsic motivation. Leaders should explain how proposals advance mission-critical objectives like growth, innovation, or customer service. Connect the dots between tactical adjustments and important macro goals in presentations. Highlight associated qualitative and quantitative performance benefits when possible. A global bank, for example, mandated migrating to a unified CRM platform by framing it as key to better serving clients across regions. Central to their customer-first philosophy. This reframing shifted reluctant regions to enthusiastic adopters. Credible sponsorship. People are less likely to resist the advocacy of respected executives with proven track records. Champions who carry weight can lend proposals gravitas by publicly endorsing and demonstrating commitment to solutions. Make the case personally to stakeholders rather than delegating sales tasks. Help address skeptic-specific concerns leveraging their social capital. The board chairman of a retailer promoted a restructuring by stressing its business necessity with passion and authenticity. This move tense employee audiences where lower-level champions had struggled before. Credible sponsorship proved pivotal. Demonstrated proof of concept. Skepticism melts away when initiatives prove themselves in action. Piloting first helps address uncertainty, showing benefits are achievable. Leaders may launch trials involving willing departments to generate case studies spreading by word of mouth. Share key performance indicators from pilots to establish proof points via data. Invite critics to evaluate pilots firsthand and provide feedback for refinement. A manufacturer enacted local pilots of a new ERP system in separate plants before enterprise-wide rollout. This allowed technicians, engineers, and managers to experience benefits, resolving 80% of early concerns, which led the rest of the organization to adopt readily. Thoughtful incentives. While intrinsic motivators are most sustainable, tangible rewards can turbocharge buy-in. Incentives signal importance when tied to cultural values like recognition, professional development, or community impact. Scaled initially to later phases upon gaining scale for sustainability. Phased out gradually to retain buy-in fueled by results rather than short-term stimuli. A tech startup spurred sales teams to embrace a new pipeline forecasting tool by tying commissions initially to accurate projections. 6-month pilot results convinced leadership to adopt the model permanently due to quantified revenue uplift. Conclusion. Gaining approval for new initiatives requires finesse given human resistance to change. However, incorporating evidence-based persuasion strategies like clear communication, inclusive planning, alignment with goals, credible advocacy, pilots, and thoughtful incentives into change management efforts empowers leaders to successfully enroll colleagues. With patience and the right approach, even the boldest of ideas can garner sufficient backing to propel organizations forward. Understanding what drives buy-in allows leaders to enact positive transformations that improve processes, boost morale, and deliver bottom-line results.